let's talk Marketing Hub. This action plan is huge. It's meant to be huge. I'm going to start by saying one of the things that we've done here is that this is set up in its original template form to be gone through as a team, actually. And that's why it starts with an audit. And I'll go through that in just a minute of why, but laying that stage, it then goes into each and every tool in detail within the Marketing Hub itself. So obviously HubSpot has so much within the Marketing Hub that it's almost overwhelming a lot of times for clients, because this doesn't even cover what's in the background or how to actually use it all or tips and tricks or, you could go for days on even just email best practices. And it's just so much that what we tried to do was cover each hub really well, not just what is it, but how do you use it, tips and tricks, best practices, and break that out into chunks. And after running it several times, what we recognized is that it was information overload always. So we do a few things with this. Number one is that if we're doing a normal onboarding and we're focused on getting their journey where it needs to be in the automations and setup and segments and all the other stuff, we're actually giving the marketing team this one and having them go through it as a team, and starts with the audit. And the audit is going to cover, if this whole guide is, action plan as a whole is to understand all of the Marketing Hub, the real use cases, how do you use it, and all the things I've already mentioned. We're going to start by having them level set in their brains what's even relevant, right? What can we use today? What is potentially good for tomorrow? And, what is completely irrelevant to us, right? And that is kind of a good stage set. So they can choose to go through whatever they want to go through as a team. And we could delete other stuff if needed as they go through it. But ultimately, it also could be broken in, and we've done this a lot of times, where what we'll do is they want to just learn about, because we're just doing a Marketing Hub onboarding, and we'll cut out the noise on all the other tools for the first assignment. And if we already know their, strategy and we've done an audit with them, right, then we will tailor this down and just show what they need to show, and then build a second version with the other tools or other things that they could go through after, right? So it's very customizable is my point, but this general big template you're going to see, we break it up and customize it almost every time. But the audit starts with taking an inventory of their marketing activities, the assets they have, helping them identify what tools they're currently using, where there may be overlap or gaps with what they now have access to in HubSpot. I see a lot of companies come into HubSpot and still pay for other tools that do the same thing HubSpot does at the same or worse level, decentralizing their team and their data. And then help them identify immediate opportunities versus future opportunities to leverage these tools and what is maybe just not relevant or noise. So we ask them and give them examples. What are your current marketing efforts? What tools do you use? And we have them fill this out in the task as a team, and we give them instructions on how to pull up and add files, images. And when they do it as a team, it acts as a reference back point when they're like, oh man, yeah, we need to upload all these as files or documents, or, we want to start integrating this tool, and they can link out to that and do other things here. And they can use this almost as a management area and a centralization point, not just to answer the question, but to bring the assets in prior to putting them in, and they can reference this plan later on. So that's why sometimes we do just break out this particular kind of audit, if you will, with clients sometimes as a plan that we share and we both work on collaboratively to collect and get prepared for a Marketing Hub launch out. But then it covers, email, what kind of regular emails versus maybe automated or promotional style campaigns, automated emails like truly automated email nurture flows, documents, assets, lead magnets currently used that could be added as documents, files, leveraged in workflows as you learn more about those or in email or ads. And then what are the current KPIs and goals, and laying those out for whatever they have now today and how that may tie into HubSpot. And then we go in detail to campaign best practices. Again, going through the setup, configuring campaigns, best practices for settings, segment and personalization within campaigns and the content, and leveraging those, and leveraging the the content remix functions, things like that, tracking performance on campaigns and custom reports and standard reports, and how HubSpot, you can tailor the deal revenue attribution or the total attribution to the campaigns. And we kind of go into that and the metrics there. Marketing email best practices. This one's dense. Marketing contact status. What is it? How do you use it? How do you manage it? How do you make sure you're not getting screwed on it? Subscription types What are they? What's going to hold you back or break things if you send it? Email best practices, tips and tricks, sending test emails, saved sections, doing mobile, A/B testing in email, best practices around that, and then segmentation around creating lists and knowing how to really guide them to understand that your email segments are really what we're trying to do most of the time by building out your life cycle stages, your lead stages, and your deal stages and automating them as much as possible. And then active versus static lists, a little bit deeper there. Full deep dive on the newest functionality of the social media hub, including the AI agents, creating posts, scheduling posts, using the Chrome extension plugin to help do that faster, reviewing them, generating social post content or remixing your own content, configuring chat flows and social flows to help there. We also talk about the social media inbox functionality that was added, as well as how you can connect that to one of the inboxes of your own through Facebook or Instagram to manage channel there, about how you monitor social performance, engagement, comment back, huge stuff through here. And then how do you report on that, not just on what's happening on the platform, but what the people in your database are doing and getting from that. And then the AI agent, like I mentioned, we go into ads best practice. This one's also dense, reporting on ads. It goes into connecting ads, Google Tag Manager, setting up ad sequences. A lot of fun using lists and making sure you're not having to export and import lists for ads all the time. Forms, do's and don'ts, using the new form editor, advanced fields, logic fields, multi-step forms, making them look decent. What can you use them for, and changing stages and base settings, and how can you use hidden fields to pre-fill information or collect UTM parameters. CTAs on the newest CTA setup, because it's changed 3 times in the last 2 years. How do you set them up? What do you use them for? How do you design them? What's the best practices? Why should you use them? Why and where would you use them? And how do you report on them, test on them, and how is that helpful to do in HubSpot versus just building a normal button? Same thing SMS. How do you set it up, register the business, add the number? How do you segment? How do you make short messages that don't take a ton of credits? How do you track the reporting around it? How do you take the messages, create them, segment them, put them into automations? How do you leverage the texting functionality as a sales rep, which, disclaimer, if you're a HubSpot admin, you know that you should push them to another SMS tool or calling tool if they want that functionality as the main use of SMS, like Alloware or something. That's covered there. Deeper dive on buying intent, the most up-to-date on this because it's been evolving significantly, and a real deep dive, learn more is around using it, but also setting it up, how to set it up. It ties into the AI functionality here as well that needs to be set up preliminary to this, like your ICP information or product services, things like that. Best practices, talks about leveraging it in automations as well. And then we cover lead scoring in that new lead scoring tool and functionality here. And so again, what I love about this one is you normally don't want to assign all of it, but it can be really great. And if you're going to, it's perfect to start with an audit. But I love that I could take this to a plan and create it and slice and dice it into, micro plans or whatever's needed. And I really, really love that functionality of this one. And so that's my Marketing Hub one, really deep, dense dot, and the general template at the top kind of covers it all. But we break it out and almost never give this unless we're on a standard onboarding.